Hello, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. I know it's a bit late, but this is the little flip through or reflections on my month of September in my tarot journal, which is the A5 Stalogy. I started this in July, so we are only a little way in. I've got lots of pages left, so it seems to be doing me quite well. At the end of August, I think it was fair to say, I'd sort of lost a bit of my mojo for creative journaling. So halfway through the month, it just felt like I lost the creative spark and just went into more written, practical forms of journaling. And it's sort of been a similar theme, really. I don't know about anyone else, but it feels exhausting at this time of year for some reason. And so for September, it's quite simple. We just have some washi tape and stickers, and these are sticky washi. It's a strip of washi tape with lots of different pictures on that I just cut out and stuck into my journal. So what have we got this month? So we have kind of a doodle. I'm sure it means something, but at this point in time, I can't remember. I'm not sure. I have written my card of the month from my year ahead spread that I did for my birthday in May, and the oracle card of the month that I also pulled to go with that calendar spread. The decks, much like the previous month, I stuck to 2 of each. So we have 2 tarot and 2 oracle decks. And then the last week actually of September, I moved into the Halloween decks because I was just itching to get into that season. Then I have my new moon intentions, which I was feeling quite proud of actually. So I don't know if anyone else felt this, but as we came out of like the exhausting energy and into the Virgo energy, I felt a bit more sort of grounded and like I needed to sort some things. I had that sorting feeling. Not that I could go through the house and just declutter everything, but I wrote so I set down like decluttering the old me. Maybe get my home finances and paperwork in order, looking at my junk drawers. So that was my kind of task that I set, was to look into my junk drawers and see if I can't empty some of those out and make some order. And I did. So every couple of days I picked a junk drawer, because I have lots around the house. I have one in every room, I think. And I just kind of went through, and that included, the big cupboard where you throw your clothes in and you never pull them out and sort them out. Even that one got sorting and folding. So that was really nice to do. And my quote that I took from my little book this month was "Dream with the stars, smile with the sun." And I thought that was really quite nice coming in through to the end of September, which for us is the end of the summery season. Sometimes we get like a late burst of sunshine at the end of September, which here they call Indian summer. And so I just felt that was an appropriate comment. So staying with my setups that I used for most of last year and came back to this year is my, so I've done the month ahead spread for September. So here is my broken down into weeks. So 1st to the 5th, 6th to the 12th, 13th to the 19th, 20th to 26th, 27th to 30th. And there's a card for each week of the month. That's Max, by the way, if you can hear him. And then, because they kind of landed in the same space, I did my week ahead spread as well. And the reason why it's in 2 colours, so the blue is the end of August, and then Wednesday is the 1st of September, and then my colour corresponded with that one. So that's what's going on here. And we have the oracle overview at the bottom. What I've been doing is I've been writing smaller amounts and then leaving space to either do a bullet journal thing, whereby if I need to do something in particular, I'll put it in here, or if I want to come back and reflect on what's going on. So let me see, what do we have here? So Tuesday, we had the Knight of Wands. I put learning to understand my mistakes. Fun. What actually happened on that day? So a new cookbook arrived, and new drawing, and an attempt to use some watercolours. How could I relate that back to the Knight of Wands? Obviously a new cookbook. So whatever it is that I've cooked in the past clearly wasn't working. So that's why I got that cookbook. However, I didn't pull it open to cook a recipe because I just wasn't feeling it that day. With the attempt at watercolours, again, something I've had in the past, but I decided to give it a go and see if I could rectify some of the problems I used to have with watercolours and maybe even get out of my fear of using them. Is that Knight of Wands energy? It depends how you look at it. It was definitely creative. So there's an example of that one for you. And of course, because this is, for me, in my journal, it's personal. So the way that the cards are read is personal to me rather than, you know, the standard book meanings. Wednesday, here we go then. So Wednesday was the first, landed on the 1st. We have a midweek check-in and I've used fluorescent pens and oranges and greens. I used a spread that Dawn Michelle likes to do. So I used an oracle card as my main pull, and then I used 2 tarot cards to read the deck, sorry. So we had the inner compass, so wanting to know, you know, what's going on internally for me. What are the negative influences, so what's influencing me internally, and what are the positive influences around me. So that's how I've done this spread here. Then there was, so I, at the Tarot Summer School by Ethony, Jessie, is it Juntenburg? Who is also called the Mind Witch, did some spreads in there, and one was called Releasing the Past spread. So here we are, this is me releasing the past with some just simple doodling. And then she did Stepping into Self. And this one I came back to this at the end of the month before I stepped into myself spread. But yeah, so I did those 2 from her from the Tarot Summer School, Juntenburg, yeah. On the Friday of that week, what do I need to know to better handle myself? So I pulled like a nice big oracle card, and then, which was me, and then what was going in my favour, what was going against me, and what's the outcome likely to be. And it was just a simple note down then of what I felt was in that reading for me. Here we have a plain one, weekly reflection, what happened, the lesson that I learned from what happened on my Friday. So let me just see here. So I went from Friday the 3rd of September. Oh, I did 2 on Friday the 3rd of September, excuse me. I haven't pre-looked at this, I'm just doing this as I'm talking to you. So I did this because there's something obviously that I needed to know about how to handle myself, something had gone wrong. And then I did my weekly reflection on, in general, what's happened, what's the lesson learned, how can I implement that lesson. Saturday, I was just feeling like doodling. So I had a little book on love, bibliomancy, flipped the pages open, and this is the page that came up. It was just a blue page with words, you and me equals love, or that's how I'm reading this. And I chose to draw that onto my page, and I have actually, if you can see that reflective, because it's a watercolour pencil, I've stuck sellotape over it to stop it from transferring onto this page. And then with this, I've just written other quotes or how I was feeling about this around it. So I've just called it Inspired Journal and Divination. And obviously it's all blue, so that's how, I'm not sure if that's how I was feeling that day, blue. But yeah, my week ahead spread, just trying to change it up, colour coordinate, colour correspond things. So I've gone for a slightly more autumnal look. I think it may have been, perhaps it was a cold weekend that weekend. But yeah, we've got the browns in and the poppy reds. Lots of browns and golds for the turning of the season. And we did a card here called, the card was called Purification. It had a sunflower on it, so I've just drawn a sunflower. That was from the Sacred Destinies Oracle, and I pulled a vampire card too. Then we have the new moon in Virgo from Ethony at ethony.com, one of her free moon spreads. On Wednesday, and as a check-in, I pulled a card. No, I can't remember where this card came from, and I haven't written it down. But basically it's called Healing the Chaos. And then I've just written a bit about it. So Healing Chaos brings transformation and growth, and kind of other thoughts around. We had a massive thunderstorm that day, actually. I remember this now because that's why I put this here to remind me. massive, massive thunderstorm, and I thought that was kind of amazing to go with healing the chaos and the chaos around you, because thunderstorms are supposed to help clear the energy and bring change. Then we have the Friday. On this one, I have put, where am I heading next? What do I need to leave behind? And what should I develop in myself as I move forwards? So it's kind of a transformation spread that I was looking for with my Friday reflection, positive reflections. Wednesday the 15th of September, I've used washi tape to create my boxes here. And these are, let me see. So we have 2 oracle cards and 1 tarot card. So what have I written here? No week ahead spread, because I went to visit my gran. I plan to do a full mind body reset before I begin a new job, because that's right, so this one was the last day at a job. This is me going forward, so I've missed the whole weekend because I went away straight away, so I haven't got my week ahead spread in here either. And then on Thursday the 16th, I just felt like checking in with myself to see where I need to focus my own work and clearing space, ready headspace for my new job. And this is just like a really big spread and my own journaling and thoughts with what's going on. And I used some cards that I can't remember the names of where they came from. If I do find them, I will link it below, but these were from Etsy. And they're kind of preset cards for the spread. So I've stuck them down and I've done my spread accordingly. And as you can see, I've done quite a bit of writing for each card with these, because I really like kind of dug through in there. And then 1, 2, 3 oracle cards. Weekly reflection from there backwards. And again, quite a plain one, just lots of writing. And it's just what lessons were learnt. And I've just thrown down 3 cards. I haven't given them a correspondence. I've just put them down and then written about them to see what came off that for me. Saturday, I think this is Saturday, I pulled an oracle card from the Awakened Soul Oracle. So I pulled a card from a deck that I wasn't even supposed to be working with, and these are just some of the symbols that came off that deck, which I've drawn in here. So the Awakened Soul Oracle, some of you may well know it, and that again is from Ethony, ethony.com. It's only available, I think, from her personal website. So if you want to go check it out, I might even have a walkthrough on my channel. Yeah, so it was Silence is Golden, and just a little bit of like keywords that I felt came out from that. What jumped out from it, I kind of, washi tape that felt like it all went with that. There's no Sunday kind of self-care ones anymore at this point. So we have the week ahead spread again, as you can see, a slightly different sort of attempt again. So we have days of the week, the oracle card, my kind of writings there, and the washi tape went down after I wrote this. So this was just a plain written page. Here we have the new moon spread. That's full moon in Pisces, and I've got 2 moons just drawn on here. The fish, which I took from the spread that Ethony put out. So it's not me being overly artistic, it's just me copying what you had already done. And I don't know why, because it's a new moon, full moon, sorry, but I felt the need to put black, like sparkly washi tape on, and gold washi tape, which normally I would feel a bit more new moon. But, that's how I was feeling. Going deep. For the autumn equinox, on Instagram, the Witch of the Forest put this autumn equinox spread up. So I quickly jotted it in here and ran it through. So there's nothing overly pretty about that, just writing, as you can see. And that was a kind of fun thing that I just did on that Wednesday, because I couldn't think of anything else to do. So I just did this one because we were moving into that seasonal transition. This is about when I got itchy to change my decks. On Sunday, I just pulled a card of the day, and that was about Greet the Darkness. So just writing in colour, keeping it simple. My week ahead spread, here we go. Look, I've moved on to the Barbara Walker Tarot and Seasons of the Witch for this one. But yeah, there's my week ahead, just my symbols for the cards, a bit of writing about them, and I did come back occasionally to write in there. But yeah, just kept it nice and simple, and then we're into October. Anyway, that's my journal. That was my journal for reflections for September and how I've kind of kept it. But it's definitely changed slightly. I mean, I think it comes and goes. It comes and goes backwards and forwards from other things. But yeah, I think it's been fairly consistent. So the decks. We have this one and this one that I worked with in one of those spreads, which was me taking influence from Dawn Michelle. So this was where, because she works with oracle cards as her main energy pool quite a bit. So we have the Les Vampires and we have the Everyday Enchantment by Poppy Palin. I don't know whether aesthetically, like picture-wise, because I have a vast kind of love for decks. I don't know if they do go quite so picture colour-wise, but definitely perhaps with the wording. So we have the Nine of Swords or Blades and the Page of Blades or Page of Swords, and natural, authentic, real, organic. Then let's just pull a couple others out here. So we have the Nine of Cups with ancient, ancestry, Egypt, magical inheritance, and the Emperor. So they do sort of regally go together. Here we have King of Blades with jealousy, envy, punishment, changing course, and the Three of Blades. Yeah, I never really spent much time looking at it this way, but this is interesting. We have the High Priestess with rebellion, upstart, tumult, revolution, and the Five of Coins. And in fact, she almost looks a bit like that, and she's quite sad as well, I think, if you're looking at them. Let's try something else. There we go. So we have Three of Cups with creator, so threes and creation, being creative, and the Page of Wands, another great creative person. So that's the Everyday Enchantment and Les Vampires that I've definitely worked with in spreads together. My daily pulls was this one, Tarot de Maria Celia, which is a Marseille deck. And I have the other oracle here, which is the Denise Linn Sacred Destiny. So if we see what they look like together, bear in mind this one actually was my, so this deck actually became my daily pull. So this was my daily tarot pull, and this one was just like a throw in. So most of my tarot came from the Poppy Palin deck. But whilst I was doing that, I just realised that colour wise, those ones look quite nice. So we have the Four of Pentacles, thriving, with the Fool. That's a nice card. How lovely is that, florally? Very decorative, very pretty. Three of Cups, focus, and the Six of Swords. And there is a snow leopard in there. I don't know if you can see him with the focus. So we've got all that kind of lovely iridescent colours in the background. So almost otherworldly, really, to me. And probably the silence around you. Ooh, we have the Kings, the Roys, with action. Yes. Maybe they're about to have a fight, or they're all looking that way to have a fight. I'm not sure, but they're definitely watching out for something. Or they're protecting their kingdoms. Five of Cups, protection, Six of Wands. So yeah, I think they do go quite nicely. Who else is doing this? Candy, Soul and Soil, has been mixing up her decks as well, like mixing up oracles and tarot decks to see how they go together. But these are the decks that I chose to use for the month. I hope you've enjoyed this. You can tell I'm tired just because I don't know what else to say. Kind of tongue-tied and wittering. So I will leave it there. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.